when they type something in to get more educated on a solution to a problem that they have, where do you show up? I want you to imagine that you own the category, that when, like L'Oreal does here with makeup.com, this is not L'Oreal.com, this is makeup.com. Somebody's searching for makeup, they're going to land here, and they're going to be served up interesting, educational, and sometimes entertaining content that helps them. Imagine that you own the target persona, the folks that you're trying to reach. Imagine that when they're looking for insights and information to help them do their jobs better, that they would find you like Adobe has done here with CMO.com. Imagine, like American Express Open Forum, that your marketing is attracting new buyers. American Express Open Forum claims that this is the largest source of inbound leads for their small cart division. So imagine your marketing is attracting new buyers and driving conversions and new sales. And imagine that you're the top resource in your industry, like Cleveland Clinic with their Health Hub, that when somebody's searching for information in the industry overall, that they're finding you and your brand. And so, quick definition of content marketing. I know a lot of folks feel confused by this term that we're all talking about. What exactly is content marketing? And there's as many definitions out there as there are people. And I think I try to do as much as I can to simplify things into a very easy to understand Venn diagram. On the left-hand side, you have what we typically publish. It's what brands produce. It's the kinds of content that we create that talks about who we are and why we're better. And on the right-hand side, you have what customers want. And in some cases, this is pictures of babies and kittens and puppies, as I've mentioned. Content marketing is the overlap, right? So on the left-hand side is all the stuff that you create that no one is actually interested in. It's all the stuff that you're creating that talks about who you are, what you sell, why you're better. And that's what largely we're tuning out. On the right-hand side is sort of charity. I'm not proposing that you create content about kittens and babies and puppies, but there is an overlap. There's an overlap between your brand purpose and why you exist as an organization, the solution that you provide to the problems that your customers have, and the kinds of things that they're looking for when they're looking for help. And so content marketing is the overlap between what brands typically create and what your customers are looking for. And what this requires is empathy. It requires empathy so that you can think about what it is that your customers are looking for and how do you create that kind of content. So this is the content marketing maturity curve, and I present this in a way to help you kind of understand where you might sit along this maturity curve. So this quote from IDC is that the buyer journey is nothing more than a series of questions that must be answered. And the best place to answer those questions when we talk about content marketing, the first thing that brands do is they publish content to a primary channel. This is the biggest gap and one of the first steps that brands need to take when they start getting into content marketing. Then we move into optimizing for conversions, subscriptions, and offers, distributing content via social channels, paying to distribute that content in different media outlets, measuring the ROI of your content marketing, and optimizing and targeting your distribution. So I'll walk through a process and a framework that each and every one of you can follow in order to develop your own content marketing strategy to move up and to the right in this content marketing maturity curve. So I talk about content marketing best practices a lot, and so when I do strategy workshops, I spend a lot of time assessing brands on each of these 7 best practices in content marketing strategy. And so I'm going to walk through each one of them really, really quickly and then give you an opportunity to think about how well you might grade yourself on each of these different components of best practice content marketing. So do you have a documented content marketing strategy? Do you have a person or a team of people that are accountable for the content your organization is creating? Are you mapping content to the buyer or your customer's journey? Are you consistently publishing quality content? Are you balancing paid, owned, and earned media? Do you focus on content subscribers, people that are opting in, people that are voting on the value of your content and inviting you into their inbox? And ultimately, are you tracking content marketing ROI? My favorite sort of story around content marketing ROI is that every single client and every single brand that I've worked with that is committed to measuring the effectiveness of content marketing has shown not just a percentage increase relative to their marketing ROI overall, but magnitudes higher return on investment, 100, 200, 400 times more effectiveness, more return on the investment in content marketing than traditional marketing techniques. And so, like I said, here's each one of those same 7 core components of best practice content marketing. And so I want you to just take a second and maybe think about how would you grade yourself against each one of these? Do you have a documented content strategy? Do you have someone that's managing it? Have you mapped your content to the buyer journey? Are you consistently publishing? Are you activating your social channels? Are you utilizing paid distribution, focusing on subscribers, and measuring ROI? And so this is a somewhat detailed content marketing framework, and I think in some subsequent sessions from today, I'd love to dive a little bit deeper into each one of these. This is a pretty extensive slide, and I don't want anyone to feel overwhelmed. There's about 30 questions on here that each one of you could ask, and the answers to those questions would essentially define your content marketing strategy. I'm going to touch upon a few of these today, and then hopefully we'll come